Privyet, Druzia. Hello, friends. It is me, Catherine Ivers Norton, the author of The Stain, here for the fourth installment of the Facebook Jail reading sessions. Today, we're going to be looking at a passage from chapter 4, which is titled Love at Last. And here, Cassandra and Sergei are now married. They're in Paris for their honeymoon, and they're having a conversation about relationships and deals for their marriage. So let's take a peek. What's happening? We talked at length about the issues of trust and loyalty. Sergei insisted they were the foundation of a happy marriage. We had no problem agreeing to maintain a solid partnership and present a united force of us against the world. We also decided never to allow anyone to come between us, not even my parents. Is loyalty the cornerstone of trust? Check. Should we always be truthful and not hide secrets from each other? Check. No argument. No one is perfect, he reflected sadly. We're going to make mistakes. We should promise to give each other another chance as long as there is a sincere effort to make things right. I wasn't sure what scenarios came to his mind, but his request seemed pretty standard. Like, if I went on a shopping spree and blew our budget, I could cut back on spending the next month and make it right. I didn't want to think about him having an affair, but we were married, so of course we would work through it and try to rebuild trust if he did. I would always give marriage counseling a try before turning my back on him, no matter what happened. Or if he developed a drinking problem but went to rehab to quit, of course I would stand by him. I wasn't worried about that happening. If he were going to develop alcoholism, it probably would have happened by now. He didn't seem interested in other drugs. Okay, I agree. Do you want to put this down on paper? I teased. No, he laughed. No, my little bird. This is an oral contract, but it is just as binding. It was my turn to laugh. We were simpatico, a perfect match. My newly minted spouse then brought up other, more unusual thoughts about marriage. When wives withhold sex, couples grow apart, he claimed. If a woman holds this power in the relationship, she will inevitably deny herself and her man the physical satisfaction and emotional connection needed to work through problems and stay together. The love dies. I've seen it happen many times in the lives of my friends. Wives should not have the right to refuse their husbands. Whoa, I thought, but I understood the basis for the argument. I'd seen it happen too. Sergei had a point, but that did not make his solution fair. He watched as I processed the logic. I did not like the idea. I could be an equal partner in a mature sexual relationship. I desired him just as much as he did me. Facts. Why should I give up my right to refuse? He read my face and said, eventually, you will become angry about something and pull away from me. You will cut me off and our love will die. We need sex to stay connected, even more so when we argue. We do not have a religion or the fear of God to bind us. If our love fails, our marriage will end. You don't want that to happen, do you? This is something you should have brought up before we married, I stated bluntly, thinking the Catholic pre-marriage counseling and extended engagement didn't seem so silly now. My husband expected me to be a mindless sex slave? Oh, hell no. That was not going to happen. So we're discussing it now, he calmly replied, eyeing me with a steady, level gaze. Sergei was a professional negotiator with ironclad nerves. I shifted uncomfortably in the hot seat, feeling his strong will bore holes through me as the seconds ticked. He had a valid concern, one I could not deny, and he saw this as a real threat to our lasting relationship. He was determined. I knew I would never win this battle with a flat refusal. If I was going to agree to this, I wanted something in return. So I came up with a compromise. If I don't have the right to refuse, then neither should you, I argued. This doesn't have to be a man has all the power and woman has none arrangement. Surely there will be times when you become angry with me and want to pull away. If you adjust your terms so that neither of us can refuse each other ever, that we will always make love, even more so when we fight, then I will gladly make this deal with you. Sergei considered my amended terms. It's a deal, he declared. I put my hand out I put out my hand to shake on it, but he clasped my wrist and pulled me in to seal the pact with a kiss instead. Okay, so this is a pivotal conversation in the book. It's related to the plot. So things are going really well between them right now. They're new, they're in love, they're on their honeymoon. But when, you know, inevitable problems set in, how this comes into play, all of these things come into play, drives the plot. So, and it turns out that it works for them. So, you know, if you're reading through the book, you hadn't gotten to the rest of it yet, pay attention to this, because in some ways they really do stand by this deal, the never refuse, and the always, as long as the other person apologizes, tries to make it right, and tries to change, they'll give them another chance. These are pivotal things to the plot, so pay attention. And I'm also curious about just generally, you know, what do people think about this? That you know, do long-term relationships die because people stop making love? You know, is that what happens? Is that one of the things that happen? Like, you get angry and you're like, I don't even know what I'm angry about anymore, but I don't want to do that. I don't know. It seems like that's pretty common. So I'm not arguing for or against or anything. I'm just putting this out there as a topic of conversation that couples could have, and say, how important is lovemaking in a relationship? Maybe for some couples it doesn't matter, and other people it really does. So yeah, I don't know. It's just something to think about. So think about it. And if you care to drop a comment in the blog, if not, you can email me at Catherine at CatherineIversNorton.com, and share your thoughts with me. I'm very curious. This is something that's really important to the book, and also I'm just extremely curious about this. So thanks so much for listening. I appreciate this. These little videos are helping me read better, and I feel more confident going into my event on Saturday. So thank you. And also, I just want to leave you with the wish that I wish for you to have a wonderful day, obviously, but I also hope that some kind of surprise comes your way and it makes you smile. So that's my wish for you today. Thank you. And I'll see you soon. See you tomorrow. All right, bye.